FM, The Source.
Robin, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock, one of the things that I like to say is that I hope Ocala is not unique in having such great people, because that would mean that all cities have such great people. And I only live in Ocala, so I only know about Ocala. We have some really good people in our community that do really good things for other people. And in this case, I know the Rotary Club does great work. I know Interfaith Emergency Services does great work. And so they're coming together in an event that we want to tell you about. Karla Grimsley is in the studio. She's the Chief Executive Officer of Interfaith Emergency Services. And Karla, I haven't seen you in so long, I wasn't even sure you were you.
I'm still here.
How are you doing?
Good to be back with you.
Good to see you. And next to you is Ellen Witterstaeter. Am I saying your name right? I tried. I rehearsed your name, and now I'm stumbling.
You got it.
Nice to meet you, Ellen. And Benny Bachand. You said like French, right? Benny?
Yes.
How are you doing?
Just great.
You look so familiar. Have we met?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've done some shows with Hank Whittier.
Yeah, okay. Yes. And what I'm saying is absolutely the way I feel. I mean, the two groups that are represented by the three of you have such a great reputation in our community. So thank you for the good work you're doing. So, Karla, I'll start with you. How did you team up? How did you guys decide on this is a golf tournament, right? We're talking about?
Yeah. Well, they traditionally have had a golf tournament, and they were just, I think they became aware of me because I'm connected to Rotary now, because I also am in a Rotary Club.
Oh, okay.
Because, like you said, they do such good work, and it's nice for me to do something other than interfaith to give back. I do stuff with interfaith, but it's nice to do stuff for some of my other friends and charities. And I think that's how we got connected, was just through that. And then they took a look at Interfaith, and I think a couple of them took a tour and decided that we were a worthy cause for them to support with their golf tournament. And we're just honored that
that is nice when somebody decides to do something on your behalf, right?
It is.
But the great work you do on other people's behalves, that's really you can't beat it. It's just, it's great work. We hear people all the time talking about what Interfaith does, or we'll say, hey, can you help us? Somebody will say, can you help us out? We'll say, have you tried Interfaith? And who knows? Sometimes they come back and sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
But when they do, they will say, oh, thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah.
We try to meet every need. Of course, there's more needs than we can possibly meet, but to the degree we have the resources and it's in our it's in our scope, we really try to help everyone.
Karla, I don't mean to throw you a curveball, but can you cite some numbers? Do you have any numbers?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many people do you serve?
In a regular year, we serve about 14,000 families, and that translates to between 25 and 30,000 people.
Wow. Wow.
And that's typically just in our food.
What's that popping noise?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's me.
Is that you? What are you doing?
Let me. I'm popping.
I thought there was like a slow popper going on. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. My bad. And then that's mainly with our food and shelter ministries, but we also have the Food for Kids program, where we serve up to 1,600 children every weekend that are at risk of hunger. And then we
wow, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Last year we actually, I guess in 2016, we purchased the clinic that's adjacent to our property, and now we have free medical, dental, vision, mental health.
Wow.
The prescription medication program, of course, now is located there, and that's been exciting. We've been able to, when you give someone the relief of knowing they're going to have food, it's one kind of benefit, but when you're able to actually end someone's physical suffering, who before they came to you had no hope of that. It is. It's humbling every day.
So
to walk
how
in
do you
that
pay
clinic.
for everything? Where does the money come from?
This community, 100% from this community. And
Wow.
like you said,
Yeah.
I'm so fortunate that we have so many wonderful people here and organizations, because I couldn't do it on my own. I'm the sole fundraiser for Interfaith.
Is that right? Wow.
And yeah, and I couldn't do it without partners. Like
So when the
these
Rotary
guys.
decided to do the golf tournament on behalf of the Interfaith, I mean, you must have been so touched.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Wow.
I don't think.
Are you a golfer?
Only in tournaments, but I
Us
golf.
too.
But I golf with a really good golfer, so I usually get an award at the end.
Oh,
because
well,
it's best ball.
That's the secret then.
Yeah, it's a scramble. It's best ball, and she's always got the best ball.
Oh,
so.
who's that, Ellen? Ellen's the good-
Angela Grace.
Oh,
She-
okay.
Yeah, last year she was a club champion at a Country Club of Ocala Golf Club, and so that's who I golf with. That's the key, is picking the right team to get on.
Ellen
I just have fun.
Ellen and Betty, are you golfers?
Yeah, in fact, when I leave here, I'm going to go play golf. But, I wanted to just take a sidebar. I think our relationship with the Interfaith actually started about 3 years ago with our president, who decided to, once a month, you can cook meals at Interfaith. So for 3 years, we have people in our club that go once a month to Interfaith and
Is that
provide
right?
food.
Wow.
And other clubs can do, and other
Yeah,
people,
big
not just
some
clubs,
of it.
can do the same thing. So that's where I think our awareness of Interfaith came from, and then it's just built from there.
I'm good with a grilled cheese sandwich. You need any help?
Well, listen, the residents there are very appreciative of anything they
No,
get.
you know
I
what?
can tell you.
I said that kidding, but I am really good, right?
Yes, you are.
But you know what else I'm really good at? Okay, I know this is crazy. Tuna noodle salad. All it is mayonnaise and tuna. But I'm telling you, everybody loves it. It's like I'm a chef for a moment there, right?
Exactly.
When you need to sign up for a night.
Can I bring you? Can I bring you some? I'll just bring you a bomb.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
It's amazing how much you can make.
Really?
It's amazing how much. Yeah, it lasts like a whole week. Yeah.
And that's what the wonderful thing is about our community. I know my church, St. John Lutheran Church, we go out there once a month too.
Yeah.
Different groups within the church and provide the food.
That's the thing I love about being at Interfaith is we're not this little isolated charity. We truly are the community because, I mean, like I said, there's it's multiple Rotary clubs that come. There's multiple church groups that come, and I'll take a little piece of the pie and give back through Interfaith.
So, Ellen, you're the president of the Rotary Club.
I am this year,
that
the
is cool.
president of the Ocala Rotary Club. There's several Rotary clubs in town.
Okay, so what does that mean? I mean, what challenges do you have to meet?
Challenges. I think probably the biggest challenge is meeting the needs of our various members. We have 50 members in our club, and everybody joins Rotary for a different reason, so a big part of it is giving back to the community, like Karla and Benny were talking about. Another part, quite frankly, is fundraising. So just like Karla was saying, she does fundraising for Interfaith. Well, we have to do fundraising for the Rotary Club in order to be able to give back. And then we've done other projects, like we actually teamed up with Interfaith to do a whole toiletries thing for
nice.
both children and adults. So we embarked on that. We've provided tennis shoes to the kids going back to school and filled backpacks.
Really?
I don't know your familiarity with the Discovery Center downtown.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge Rotary sponsored
I didn't know that you guys did that.
Yep,
Oh, wow.
absolutely.
Wow. Yeah.
And the Rotary Sportsplex. That's another one.
Yes,
That's
of
a
course.
nice
over the
complex,
years.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it at this point is pretty independent, but the Rotary Club members are on the board. Same thing as the Discovery Center. And then we do Salvation Army ringing the bell, and we've done United Way Day of Caring. We sponsored part of the Fort King rebuild.
Oh, really?
And
we've been in that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty impressive. The Ritterhoff Park, the playground.
Okay,
Our
okay.
club keeps that going. So, the challenge is to coordinate volunteers for all of those things.
Right.
We did hurricane cleanup and just, so there's
Oh,
all these
really?
random
Yeah.
projects that come along too.
Yeah.
And then our club has a guest speaker. We meet every Monday at 12:15 at CF, and we have
Okay.
a speaker every Monday. So coordinating who's going to come and and speak to us, and again, keeping that interesting for our members. I've been in this community for just 6 years, and I think I've learned the most about the community from the various speakers that we have.
Is that right?
at
And is
club,
the
which
public
pretty
invited
cool.
to those speaking engagements?
Absolutely. Yeah. We provide lunch. It's $10 basically to pay for your lunch and come to the speaking engagement. But we invite everybody to come and participate.
Wow.
We usually there's an ad in the paper that says who the speaker's going to be, and
Right.
what's going on.
Let us know. We would love to let the listeners here know.
Cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you looking for more players for the teams for the May 4th tournament, or are you pretty well set up?
Well, golf tournaments are funny things. They're last minute kind of decisions for many people. You've got our members are obviously involved in trying to get teams, but last year we had our most successful. We had 104 players last year, which is about what we want to max out right now. So yeah, we're always looking for players to expose themselves to Rotary. Obviously have a day of fun at the golf course, and obviously to benefit interface. So it's a good trifecta there. So yeah, and I'll be glad to share a telephone number or something that people
Everything,
can.
yeah. The event is May 4th, is that right?
May 4th, Friday at Muni.
Friday? Okay.
Yeah, it's a Friday. We have a lot of. This is a good time for folks that work that can take a legitimate half day off.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
And come out and party.
And what does it cost to play?
The cost is $100 a player. We have a discount for if you bring a whole foursome, we'll discount it down to $375.
Okay.
And we have all kind of prizes: hole-in-one, car, the typical stuff that goes on at a golf tournament. So it's really, as Ellen indicated, it's a fundraiser. So the more players we have, the more money we make, the more that we can give back to the community.
What are the odds of an amateur getting a hole-in-one?
Pretty infinitesimal. It's huge. It's huge.
Have you ever had a hole-in-one yourself?
I have not had one, but in the last 6 weeks, I've seen 2 other players have hole-in-ones.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Yeah.
In addition to players, we really need sponsors, and that's
Yes,
part of
let's
the
talk
whole
about that.
fundraising
Yeah.
activity. And that's one of the things that our members have been doing is going out and asking sponsors. I think there's different levels
Yeah,
of
tell me what a
sponsorship, right?
sponsor gets and how much it costs to do it.
Well, we're always looking for a title sponsor. That's $2,500, and they get complimentary golf and signage, all over the golf course. Then we have sponsorships at $1,500. We've actually filled up our 2 sponsors for our beverage cart sponsors at $500 a piece, and the practice green. So the individual people or individual businesses that might be interested, it's $125 for a sign, and they get the whole sign and announcements on the golf course, things like that.
Nice,
So,
nice.
it's a good charitable write-off.
Anybody can sponsor it?
Anybody can,
They would call you or Karla?
Yeah, they can call
Karla?
me. No, Karla. Karla's got enough things to do.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. You were waving at somebody. Oh, okay.
If you call, you can call me. I'm going to let Benny know to call you back.
Yeah.
It was the timing. The listeners didn't know that. I said you would call you, and you.
Well, you can get distracted here with all the folks that walk by here. I don't know how you keep without getting distracted from all the folks that walk by.
Trust me, I get distracted. Yeah. So are you actually going to play, Karla?
Oh yeah, I want to do a call out to other golfers like me. I don't have time to golf enough to be good.
That's right. Yeah.
But I have so much fun.
I know
when
from us.
Well,
Yeah.
I have fun when I do it, and that's why I like doing the tournaments because there's just a fun atmosphere, and you don't have to be out there to be a pro, or just go and have fun. And if you're smart, you connect to a team of good golfers, and so you move. You move to
hasn't
the gym
happened yet
pretty
for us.
quickly. But so I want to encourage people that don't usually golf. Get a team together and just come have fun.
Do you are you sharing the golf course with other people who are not part of the tournament?
Not
No,
today.
thank goodness. Okay.
We get 104 players. That pretty much takes the whole day and all the golf course. And I've got to just give a shout out to Muni, for working with not only our club but other clubs and other and working with us to put on tournaments, trying to keep the costs where it's reasonable for us, and that we can make enough money to go out there and help the community. So I thank the folks out there at Muni.
Will you have trophies there for for the golfers?
Yeah, we'll have trophies and prizes, and we have a lot of gifts and things that people can bid on, silent auction kind of
okay.
things. So yeah, we usually once in a while we get a big old gator rocking chair that's been donated by one of the local furniture stores.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you something. We've done a lot of fundraisers.
Yeah.
One of them was a Scrabble game, right? And in this particular fundraiser, we were actually judges. Okay. Now, you could win Scrabble by cheating. And you were allowed to cheat if you paid money. So, for example, a word could be it could be every consonant and no real word, and you just pay the judge, say, this is a real word, and she'll say, oh, yes, it is. And now you have like a gazillion points, and you win the game.
Give a couple more $100 because of that word.
So, can we cheat? Can we pay off a judge and cheat?
Well, we're still working on
Except for the hole-in-one, obviously.
We're still working on a couple angles. One angle that I've seen used quite often is that they'll bring a professional golfer, and if you donate money, then you can use that person's drive. So and I've been in tournaments where somebody could get like a 350-yard drive.
That would be you.
No, it wouldn't be me, but I mean, so you can do that, and we're trying to get with the Muni, we're trying to get a local pro to do the par threes, where they will hit the shot on the par threes, and you can use that. So yeah, there are variables. There are variable ways that we can do that.
Nice.
The Rotary has a 4-way test. And the number one thing on the 4-way test is it the truth? And then is it fair to all concerned? So
you can't
we
cheat.
have to be careful of those things.
But what is it called in golf when you pay?
Well, there's a mulligan. You can buy a mulligan.
The word mulligan, yes.
And there's some times where you can like buy a, I think there was a packet. I went to one. They had a string, so you could buy that much space for your ball. So if you got that close to the hole, you could go ahead and put it in. But again, you pay for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It makes it fun too. I think. But then it makes at the end when somebody wins, you say, "Oh my gosh, he paid to win."
What kind of items? What kind of things is Interfaith looking for to use this money for?
Well, it costs so much just to do what we do, to keep the lights on and to keep the trucks going, because we're constantly out picking up donations and going out and getting food, and then just having the facilities to redistribute it. It just takes a lot of money. So I appreciate the money. And
people stay there, right?
Yeah, because we have
there.
a homeless shelter that supports homeless women and children until they get back on their feet. We also have a permanent supportive housing program that a lot of people don't know about. We have a duplex where when we have a woman that comes through our shelter that we can't transition out and know she's going to be okay because she's mentally challenged, we will transition them into our own duplex where we continue to care for them. So I mean, all that costs. There's a cost to all that. So
what is your observation? Do we as human beings have short-lived hard times, or do a lot of people who need help tend to need help for a long period of time?
Well, there is generational cycles of poverty, and a lot of those people will be returned. They just can't seem to find their way out of that, always being in a financial crisis. But we see a lot of people that it is just a circumstantial,
just things happen.
Point in time that cause them to not be self-sufficient. I mean, I run into women all the time that are still working, still on their own, doing okay, that came through our shelter, a few years ago.
That's good, yeah.
But there is a population too that is grossly underserved, and that is our mentally ill and mentally handicapped. And a lot of the chronically homeless you see on the streets are those. And I don't know. It's such a hard problem to solve.
With the Karla we know today, is it the same girl when you were a little girl? Were you always like fixing the butterfly wings and things like that? Were you always helping something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah? Did I stir a story? Do you have a story from when you were a kid?
Well, it's just this. I've always been drawn to I guess you would say the underdog, or the people that other people aren't drawn to. And
is that right?
The example that always comes to my mind is growing up. I grew up in a large family. My mom had 11 siblings, and she had an aunt that had 2 severe and profoundly mentally handicapped adult children.
Okay.
And all my cousins were scared of them because, they drool, and I was just fascinated. I just wanted to be with them all the time because I wanted to be their friend because they didn't have any friends. And that's just, that's been...
Don't feel bad about getting that trophy. You deserve that trophy. Yeah, you need a different trophy.
I love people, so that's why I'm happy I get to do what I do.
And that's another good point about the Ocala Rotary is that you do fundraising for interfaith, but you also have other charities and you also fulfill other needs that people have.
Absolutely. So there's a vast population of people that need assistance in this community, and not just our Ocala Rotary Club, but the Rotary clubs all over Marion County are participating in that. So it's a worthwhile endeavor. And again, I hope folks will, if there's one way of giving is giving through this golf tournament, and helping the Ocala Rotary Club fulfill our mission of helping others.
Yeah, it's nice.
And we talked about what we do in the local community, which is really where we're focused. But we also, Rotary is an international organization. There are 1,200,000 members throughout the world. And we have a partnership with a Rotary Club in Zimbabwe. And we actually, last year, a couple of our members were over there, had a phenomenal trip over there. But our project is to provide water to a school. Over there because we had to dig a well, and it's been a really interesting experience and trying to get those kids water.
When we were in the Cascades, there was a computer repair guy from Zimbabwe, remember?
Yeah.
Bones was his name, yeah.
There's another thing, one of the things that I was so impressed with when I joined Rotary was I found out that Rotary Club International is basically who has worked to eradicate polio worldwide. And they're down to just a few cases. And when we were at the conference last year, Afghanistan and Pakistan are where the last few cases are. And when those go away, and if they're no more for 3 years, then it's no more. And that's been a lot of the work that Rotary's done.
I don't know if this is going to be an awkward question or not, but does a poor person in America look like a rich person in Zimbabwe? Is it that much of a difference?
This is really interesting. I was at one of our district conferences, and we were talking about well projects. And on the east coast of Florida, a club over there actually did a well project for people that live right here in Florida that didn't have running water.
You're kidding me.
So
that surprises me.
Right. And it really surprised me too. So when we look at certainly the pictures that came back from Zimbabwe, I would say it looked like there was a big difference, but truth be known, I think there are folks here in our country that need just as much help as they do.
Exactly.
It is really impressive, the work that you all do, and through the Rotary and through Interfaith, and it's fun that you give us something that we can do as a way to help you. And it's fun. It's just fun. It's a way to be social and to be outdoors and have a good time. So May 4th on a Friday. And we call you, right, Benny?
Yeah, give me a call at 352-266-8864, and I'll get everybody coordinated to where they need to be. And I also want to plug that, just to let everybody know in Ocala, that Ocala Rotary Club in 2019 will be 100 years old.
Is that right?
Congratulations.
Yep.
That is wonderful.
So we'll have a big celebration next year for that 100th anniversary. So another party time.
Right.
We do like to have fun. That's true.
So, Benny, can we come to you for lessons before the actual tournament?
No, don't come to me.
No?
But,
And if somebody doesn't have a team but they want to golf, they can call you and you can set them up.
absolutely,
Absolutely.
more that we have, we welcome them all.
If you're just tuning in, don't forget the sponsors are also they need sponsors. So if you can help them out with that, it's just really two great organizations coming together to help people. That's all it is, right?
Yep.
It's an important thing, and I'm so glad and honored that you have chosen to be on WOCA to talk about it. Benny, good to see you again.
Nice seeing you.
Thank you for coming in. Ellen, nice to meet you.
You too.
And Karla, I'm telling you, did you lose weight or something? I totally didn't recognize you at all.
just getting older.
You're looking beautiful, though. No, you look great.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you're doing, for coming in here. We'll put this up on the internet by 2:00 today. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump tweets, "If I wanted to fire Robert Mueller in December, as reported by the failing New York Times,